everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today, as you've seen by the title, I'm going to be finishing some more series. I did only upload one of these types of vlog last month, but we really need to finish some series. So the first book we're reading, again, you've already seen, is Vow of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson. And this is actually going to help me finish a series because this is just a duology. I think there is a prequel trilogy which I might read at some point, but in terms of this actual series, it's just a duology. So it's basically an enemies to lovers. We've got Kaze, is it Kaz or Kaze? Kaze, who works for the Queen in the first book. Obviously I'm not telling you the plot of this one, that would be a spoiler. So in the first book we've got Kaze, who works for the Queen, and she's sent on a mission to find this person. As part of, like, on her way to do that, she runs into Jace. They don't like each other, they are enemies. Jace is the head of, like, kind of an outlaw family, like of a place that's not really respected or classed as its own kind of entity, if that makes any sense. So he's the head of that. They run into each other, and then I don't really want to tell you much more because I don't want to spoil anything. I think it's quite nice to go in blind. I wasn't obsessed with the first book. I ended up giving it a 3-star, but I definitely liked it. I just wasn't, like, you know, falling over obsessed with it. The enemies to lovers didn't hit quite as hard as I wanted it to, but I'm excited to see where this book goes. I'm currently on chapter 16, so I'm not even 100 pages in yet. We have got straight into the plot, which is nice. And yeah, I'm excited to see how things develop, and I'm really hoping that I'm going to love this and it's going to kind of make me love the duology, because as I said, I wasn't obsessed with the first one. I've got it here actually. I've started packing my books already because I'm moving, but look how stunning they are. Like, I really need to love this because I want these on my shelves because they're beautiful. Is that vain? Yes. But obviously I'm not going to rate this high just because I like the cover, but I do have quite high hopes, not high expectations. I can hear my hamster, but high hopes. So yeah, I'm gonna go on a walk now. You'll have seen I went on a walk and listened to this yesterday. I'm primarily listening to this on audio because I've got other books I need to read physically for other videos. So this is my kind of audio read at the moment, but obviously I do have the physical copy that I can switch in and out of as well. But yeah, I'm gonna go on a walk. I'm on my lunch break from work. Obviously I'm working from home today, and I'm gonna try and listen to as much of this as I can. I'm just sat editing this and it simply has no context. Apologies that this is a phone clip going in the middle. I know the audio is probably different. I won't make this too long, but we've got no context here at all. I finished Vow of Thieves and I started another book. So first of all, Vow of Thieves. I ended up giving it, I think, a 3.75. I'm filming this clip like nearly a month after the clips that you've just seen. And I remember nothing. And that's exactly how I felt about Dance of Thieves, is that it just didn't stick with me in any way. And Vow of Thieves, unfortunately, was the same. It wasn't a bad book. I enjoyed reading it. It's not that I wouldn't recommend the series or that I think it's bad. As I said, I think I gave the first one 3 stars and this one 3.75. So it's a good series. And enough people rate it highly that I would say just give it a go and see if it's for you. Even if, like me, it ends up just being like a little bit of an average series. It's so quick and easy to read. It definitely does have an intriguing plot. I don't know what it is. I'm just not obsessed with it. And I think part of that is the romance, unfortunately, that just didn't get me, and therefore I just didn't care too much about what was going on. But I did enjoy the experience of reading it. And then I moved on to another audiobook, which was the second book in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, not including The Hobbit. I have read The Hobbit. So this is the second book of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, The Two Towers. So I'm just going to let the video roll because I do end up talking about The Two Towers later in the video, but I just never introed that I actually started it. I'm like 40-something% through this book and I don't know what's going on. I'm just baffled and lost at this point, honestly. I am completely reading for the vibes now. Like, I just don't know what's going on. But I can appreciate some of the settings. That's about it though. I just don't know what's happening. I've really been considering DNFing this, but then there's like little sprinkles of moments that I really enjoy. But it's like it's a crumb. A crumb of a bit that I understand enough to enjoy it. And then it's like, I don't know. I really don't know. I even tried to read, so I think I'm on like chapter 9 or something. I've tried to read like chapter summaries of the chapters I've already read just to like sit and comprehend. I'm making this out to be like in a different language. It's not. I just can't get my head around it, and I don't know why. I think it might be because I've left quite a big gap as well between reading the first one and this one. So I don't know. But anyway, I tried to read chapter summaries just to like help me digest the info. And I couldn't even, that didn't help. That's how lost I am. I'm so far gone, the chapter summaries did not help. But I am going to really try and finish this. I do want to finish it. I do want to read this series. And then I want to watch the films so I can actually understand. Oh, this sounds horrific. I know it does. I promise I am able to comprehend literature. There's just something about the writing in this series that just baffles my brain. It just baffles me. Like, I've read stuff like more difficultly written than this and understood it fine, but there's just something about this series that is not computing in my little pea brain. Like, I think this ripped out my last remaining brain cell and sent it floating away on the wind, because I have no idea what's going on. And I don't even think it's that hard. I don't actually think this is that difficult to figure out. It's just me. Did I finish this book or did it finish me? That is the question on everyone's lips. Both, I think, potentially. Can I actually get like a bit more comfortable here? I'm just like perched. I think potentially the answer is both. I really had high hopes around like 60% into this when we changed points of view to the other characters. I don't want to say who because I don't know what's a spoiler and what's not, because quite frankly I didn't know what was going on. But we changed point of view to some different characters. I was like, yes, these are the characters I want to see. This is the cute, fun, girly time that I want to have. And I know what you're thinking. If you want a cute, girly, fun time, you should not be reading this book. And I get that, okay? I understand. But I had high hopes. At that point, I really did. I was like, okay. Okay. The high hopes quickly went down. I honestly don't know if I'm going to read the third book or not. I think I probably will. But then I didn't know what was happening in this one, so what's the point? Should I just watch the films? Am I too dumb for this? I don't think I am too dumb for this. I don't think it's fair to me to say that. I've read books that are objectively more complex than this and comprehended and enjoyed them. I think the writing in this specific series just is not for me. Like, Tolkien's writing, I just think it's not for me. I haven't loved it in any of his books, but in the other ones the plot and the characters were enough to kind of make me look past the writing. But in this one, I just couldn't even follow it. It was quite rare that I knew what was actually going on. And yeah, I just didn't massively enjoy this, unfortunately. I feel like it was just also very long. Like, this book does not look long. Can you tell me why this book has 744 pages and the font, let me show you how small the font is. I don't even think, you can't tell on camera how small that is. That's a lot of words for not much oomph. I don't know. I don't mind long books. I really don't. Boys of Tommen series, those books could be 3,000 pages each and I would eat them up. I don't have a problem with reading long books. I actually really love reading long books and long series. But this was long for what? I'm not saying this is bad, obviously I'm not. This literally has an average rating of nearly 4.5 stars on Goodreads. Like, quite clearly this is a me problem. I don't think any of us are sat here questioning the fact that this is very clearly a me problem. Like, it obviously just is, isn't it? It's clearly so obviously a me problem. And that is fine. That is fine. But yeah, I'm finished. It finished me. What are we going to read next? It's a good question. I don't know. I'll pop back in and let you know when I choose what book I'm actually going to read next, because currently I just need to decompress and process. Hello. I'm now back to this video. So the next book we're going to read for this video is actually going to help me complete a series, which is great. I feel like I've been doing a lot of reading books that are like the next one in a series, but I've not really been finishing series. So the next book we're going to read is The Heart Principle by Helen Hoang. This is the third book in, I don't actually know if the series has a name. I just call it the Kiss Quotient series because the first book is the Kiss Quotient. So that first book is about Stella and Michael. The second book is about Kai and, oh my god, I forgot her name. And this one is about Kwan and Anna. I'm really bad with names. It's not a reflection on how much I enjoyed the book. However, saying that, the Kiss Quotient I think I gave like 3.5. It wasn't my favourite romance ever, but I did enjoy it enough. The second one I gave 2 stars. I really didn't enjoy it at all. And now we're on to this one. So the premise of this one is we've got Anna, who is a musician, but she's really in a rut. She's had to take a leave of absence from her violinist performing job because she just can't, like, she's so stuck in her head. She just can't, like, get it right in her own mind. So we've got Anna, and then we've got Kwan, who is Kai's brother and Michael's cousin from the first 2 books. And he's going through his own things. He's recovering, he's had cancer. It was in the past, so he doesn't have it now in the book, but it does talk about it. I wouldn't say in massive detail. He's more talking about kind of how he feels after it and how his body's changed and his feelings around that. So definitely be aware of that, but it's not happening at the time, like, of the book being written. So we've got these 2, and Anna has been in a really long-term relationship. I can't remember how long they've been together. I think about 5 years. I'm not going to say what happens there because I don't want to spoil anything, but essentially something occurs there which means that she ends up in contact with Kwan, and you just get to kind of see them build their relationship. I am now halfway through the book. I'm on page 160 and the book is 331, so almost halfway through. And I'm enjoying it. I think it's given similar vibes to the first one. I definitely don't dislike this the way I did the second one. I like the characters in this. I like their relationship, but there's not enough emotion for me in these books, and I don't, like, it's hard to explain. So basically, in both the first book and this book, both of our female main characters are autistic, so it absolutely makes sense that they portray their emotions differently and things like that. That's not what I mean. I just want to clarify that. What I mean is the way that the book is written. So I think you could still have a main character that struggles to identify and process and show their emotions, but still have emotion from a writing perspective, if that makes any sense. And I'm also mean it when it comes to the relationship. I just don't feel the, like, spark between them, basically. I just don't feel that, like, I think they're just, I don't know, it kind of feels like they've just fallen together and they're just going with it. Like, it doesn't feel like they're soulmates. But I do like them together, as I said. It's not that I don't think they should be together. I just think in a romance book, I like it to be a bit more dramatic, almost. A little bit more like, oh my god, I cannot be without this person. Maybe that will come later because I am only halfway through. So obviously we will see what happens there. But as of right now, I'm liking it, but I'm not obsessed with it. But I think this has probably got potential to be at least the same star rating as the first one. So it's going all right. So I'll probably just get back to you now when I finish this one. I'm hoping to finish it today, ideally. I don't know if I can read that many pages in a day, but I'm going to try. I don't have an audiobook copy of it, so I will have to read it physically. But yeah, I'm going to try and read as much of this as possible. So I'll probably check back in with you tomorrow when I finish this and give my kind of final thoughts. But yeah, it's going okay at the moment. I'm going to make this quick because you can probably hear the bath running. The lighting's awful. The background is rubbish because I've packed my shelves to move. But I finished The Heart Principle. I'm very, very conflicted on this book. So I finished reading it. I was like 2.5. 2.5, did not enjoy. Then I read the author's note, which doesn't change the fact that obviously I didn't enjoy the book, because I didn't. However, when you read the author's note, for me anyway, it kind of made me realise I don't think this book was written to be enjoyed. This book feels, from what the author's note says, like Helen Hoang was very much writing about her. Like, she says that herself. Like, it's not completely about her life, but it's very similar to things that she's been through and feelings that she's had. So it's like, well, how can I then judge that when it's her story and like her actual feelings and things that she's actually experienced? I personally didn't enjoy it because it was so heavy. Like, I just found it so heavy. I had to skim read quite a few scenes because they were just, I don't want to say they were triggering because I've not been through it to this extent, like the thing that happened. I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm being really vague, but it was just so heavy. And I would definitely, it's not like, I wouldn't say it comes out of nowhere in the dedication at the beginning kind of gives you an inkling as to what might happen. But yeah, this was not like a light rom-com. it was really heavy for a lot of reasons. The thing that occurs with Anna's dad and then Anna's emotions towards the end of the book, it's just, yeah, a very, very heavy read. So I think I've settled on a 3-star, so that I don't know, it's really difficult. Can't really rate it higher than that because I just didn't love it. Yeah, it wasn't just the heavy parts that I didn't like. I didn't love the romance either. I think the strong feelings, the I love yous, kind of came out of nowhere in a bit of an odd place in the book. So unfortunately not my favourite, which I'm really disappointed about because at the beginning of this book I thought I'd love it. But also I don't want to sit here and talk for too long about how I didn't enjoy it, because this is obviously so personal to the author that, like, what does it literally even matter what I think of it? Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna give it a 3, so just like in the middle, actually above the middle. 2.5 would be the middle. So I'm gonna settle on a 3-star for this one. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please give it a thumbs up down below if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.